Hey everyone, it's your girl Vidge with my co-host Shia, and we are here to bring you today's tea.
Today's episode, we are going to be dishing out all the lies that we as kids tell our parents. So basically, guys, we're here to expose ourselves and you.
We asked you to tell you some of your lies on Instagram and via email, and some of the lies are so funny. Like, I haven't actually read them, but we've just skimmed past it and already been laughing. But these are basically the lies you guys have come up with. Don't worry, we are going to keep you all anonymous for the safety of your lives. Just kidding. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So one of the first lies that we got sent was saying that you're going to your friend's house, but actually going to your girlfriend's house or boyfriend's house. And this is what I mean about, in the last episode I mentioned about, Asian people living double lives. That is so true. 'Cause
hmm
you can't just tell your parents, actually, I'm going to go and stay at my other half's house. But this one is so common. Like, I think so many people have done it. I've done it.
There's probably
Shane,
so many
you've
different
done
variants of it. I bet you it's not just houses, it's like I'm going out with a friend, but it's actually a different type of friend.
it. Which kind of friend? Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, they are technically still friends, so you're not really lying, you're just kind of manipulating the truth, let's be fair.
That is
That's how
very,
that's what we say to at least comfort ourselves.
yeah, make us sleep happy at night.
This one made me laugh. Bunking uni but telling your parents that you were studying in the library. I've never actually done this myself. I was a goody two shoe. Um, but I can imagine. I think I probably knew people who did this actually. Definitely who bunked uni and still told their parents they were lying. I mean, they were studying but going out on like dates and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I've never actually done this because, I mean, why do your parents know that, the days you go to library? I'm assuming this is someone that is living at home
Yeah,
because obviously if you're living at halls, you wouldn't need to lie because they wouldn't know what you're doing anyway. But I mean, does it really matter? Even if you're living at home, if you leave the house, surely you can just get away with saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going uni" or whatever. But it's not like they're going to find out unless you decide to stay in the same town as you live. And then
yeah,
that's just stupid if you do that.
yeah.
But that is actually quite funny. Punking uni and then saying you're studying, completely the opposite thing.
Literally, I think that's what made me laugh when I read this.
Oh, the next one is, oh my God, I hope my mom and dad don't listen to this, because this is my one. So telling your parents you're in bed sleeping, but actually going out clubbing. Now,
Sorry, what? Was it? Oh, you must have been living out at this point or something.
yeah, I was living out. So like my mum and dad have this thing where I've got to say good night before, like, every day. And I've always got to ring them to say that. And even though I was living out, like, they wouldn't like the fact that I would go clubbing so often because obviously I was there to study, right? So just for, like, I don't know, just for their comfort or whatever, I would be like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. But actually, I know that I would be standing there in my dress, in my heels, having, I don't know, vodka lemonade or whatever it is, and ready to, like, jump out.
Oh my God. Okay, do you know what? I actually totally relate to this. As much as I was going to laugh at you, I actually totally relate to this because I do it slightly differently though,
What do you do?
because mine don't like me out too late. So I
Oh,
say I get home early, I'll get home earlier, and I'll,
mhm.
I'll just be like, I'll be home at like midnight-ish, so don't wait up. I've
But
probably done it your way as well.
I think my way is so common between, like, from Asian girls and stuff, because I think that's just like the most, like, not mainstream, but kind of like basic lie. Like, it's so easy to just
You
come up
just
with.
don't want them to worry or stay up. For me, it's just more of a fact of if I'm out
Yeah.
and they don't, I'm not coming home and I'm staying out and stuff. Like my parents, I feel as though would stay up, and it's unnecessary for them to stay up just until I get home.
Oh, so your parents are one of those that stays up.
Yeah, like if I'm like, because I live with them at the moment as well. My parents, if I'm physically going to be home, I tend to get home earlier anyway, because
Mhm.
otherwise they will just stay up.
Oh no, I'm
But if
so
I'm like out, then I tend to just tell them I'm going to come back late. I'm going to come back late.
mm.
So don't wait up. But they'll tend to go sleep by then. So it tends to be fine that way.
Oh,
Very complex process here.
yeah, I can see that. I, you know what? I have a lot of friends that parents stay up as well, and I'm like, I'm so glad that my parents aren't like that. My parents will cut like 1 a.m. They'll be like, bye. Like, just like make sure you turn the porch light off or whatever it is. Don't get home too late. But I always rock up like 3, 4 and they know I come late. I could not deal with the fact that if they were waiting up for me, I would always have to be home by like 1 if that was the case. And that's when the night
This is
started.
why I leave most parties like early,
That's so long.
so that I get home by the time, because I don't. Yeah, it's a really confusing thing to like explain to people as well, because they're just like, they will literally be up and they'll be waiting until I get home.
Yeah.
So like I feel really bad, so I tend to like dash off all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're ever out with me, guys, and you're wondering why I always leave early, that is why. Wait till I'm married though, and then it'll be like, bye.
And then she'll be like the party animal, and you'll be like, everyone will be like, shit, isn't it your time to go home? And you'll be like, nah, I'm married now.
My poor other half.
Oh gosh. That's hilarious.
All right, what's the next one? Telling parents you ate at home, but you're actually eating out.
Lol.
That is hilarious. Do you know what's really similar to this one? I don't know if anyone else has done this. So I'm Hindu, and we are vegetarians on Tuesdays and Fridays. I've 100% lied about not eating meat on certain days, and
That's
coming home and my mum's like, "Have you eaten meat?" Huh? Yeah.
You're quite strict. If you go out and you eat meat, like would they screw you if it was vegetarian?
They don't screw, they're just very disapproving. Thing is, my dad doesn't care. So there have been days where I'm just like, I've come home and dad's like, "What have you eaten?" And I was like, "I'm not telling you because you'll literally snitch on me." And he'll be like, "No, no, it's fine. I don't mind." And he doesn't mind.
Yeah.
And then there has been certain days where I've told him,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll just be like, "Guess what your daughter did today?" Completely out me there and then. He's hilarious.
Wow. He does not rate. He's just out here.
He doesn't know. He thinks it's hilarious. He doesn't care. That's the thing. And he thinks that my mum shouldn't care as well. So this is his kind of way of like humorously trying to make it a norm, but it's not working. Mum does not tolerate.
See, my parents are quite chilled, obviously, because my mum's Catholic and my dad's Hindu. So we mainly do the vegetarian thing on Fridays for my dad. But like, he's only just recently become a little bit more religious. I feel like as like Tamil parents get older, they feel more like, oh, I need to be religious now, so like God rates me. But yeah, so like, but we have this thing that we've always done it. Like if we go out on a Friday, we're allowed to eat meat, and I think it's because like for us, we're just like, why am I going to pay money for vegetarian? It doesn't make any sense in my head. Like that for me, that's a waste of money.
Vegetarian food can be really good depending on where you go.
Yeah, see,
like I only have vegetarian at Nando's. I feel like everyone's gasping here right now.
Are you joking?
I don't eat chicken. I don't eat chicken.
You are dead. Sorry.
Okay, let's just get this clear. Nando's offers like one option for me. Do you want chicken? Do you want chicken in a bun? Do you want chicken in a wrap? Do you want just chicken? Do you want it hot? Okay, but as a vegetarian, Nando's goes, do you want a halloumi wrap with mushroom? Do you want a beanie burger? Do you want like a kale something? They have options for us. They have variety. It's literally just, do you want chicken for you guys?
True, but the chicken there is like no other chicken, mate. I'm not even a chicken lover. Like I will take lamb, mutton over chicken, but chicken at Nando's bangs, mate. I can't. Like the fact that you don't eat chicken at Nando's is painful.
I mean, I don't eat chicken, full stop. So
wow. Wait, so after a drunk night, no chicken wings? No chicken nuggets from McDonald's? You're hurting my heart, mate.
No, I have on occasion had it and then woke up very much regretting it because I'm actually slightly allergic to chicken, so I end up like breaking out everywhere. There have been certain days where, you know, delusional me has gone, it's fine, I can have one, and then I'll wake up with like rashes all over my hands and face. It's very annoying.
So this is the main reason why you don't have chicken.
I also don't like the taste of it.
But I feel like when we went on a night out, you know, that many years ago when we first met, we ended up in Nando's. What on earth did you get? I felt like everyone got chicken that day.
How the hell do you remember this?
I don't know. You know, I've got good memory. But I remember you getting chicken. You definitely did not get vegetarian.
We went to Nando's after a night out. Are you sure?
Yeah, because I definitely would have said something to you and been like, girl, what you doing?
Maybe I did back then.
Yeah, maybe, to be honest. This was a long time ago. This is probably like six,
We're
7 years
quite
ago.
old when we say we went out. If we refer to we went out, it's probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's true. All right then. Well, moving on, because we will just go on and on about life.
Yep.
The next lie I've got is sleeping over. So ex, so that could be anyone. So it's other half or whatever. But saying you're sleeping at this person's house. No, saying you're sleeping in halls, but you're actually sleeping over someone's house. I mean, why? If you live in halls, why would you even need to lie? It's not like they're going to know that you're at this person's house.
Yeah.
You could literally be like,
I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. Good night.
Yeah. Like, don't give
know?
details.
Do you know what?
Let's not teach people how to lie here, but don't do that to yourself and give like details that are unnecessary. You're just going to trip up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not lying. You're telling your parents you're going to sleep. That's the truth. You're just not saying where. Like, is it that deep? Yeah. Unless they've got Find Your iPhone, then you're screwed, mate. Just say the truth.
Oh my God, I don't know what I would do if anyone had. I couldn't imagine that type of privacy breach to have. I know loads of families do like Find Your iPhones. I know loads of partners and people in relationships do Find Your iPhone.
Pass. I don't know if I would do that. You know,
I wouldn't do that. Like, but then I also don't care where my other half is. I mean, it's not that I don't care. I trust him. He's an adult.
Yeah.
I trust that he's living a sensible life.
True. I don't even think it would be if I was to use that. I think it would be for the sake that usually on nights out I go missing, I get lost, or I can't find my way, and that would be a very useful thing to have for whoever I was with, so that they could see where the hell has this girl gone. But not for the fact that they want to stalk me and see my everyday movements.
Completely agree with that. Yeah, I would do it for the purpose of if I'm going somewhere and I'm just like, I'm very prone to getting lost.
Yeah.
Here, try and find me. I always send like locations. You know where you can do the location tracking.
Location.
I do that instead.
Yeah. Same. Oh right. Yeah. To be honest, if you've got that, you don't really need to Find My iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much easier. Right. This next one is literally hilarious. I've never heard of this song before, but I can totally see it. And this is because I've never been high. The next one is saying you're tired, but you're actually high. I can 100% like see loads of people doing that when they go home. That is hilarious. I've never been high.
Worse. The next one is to do with being high as well. And this person has said they say to their parent that they've got hay fever. But actually.
What? Oh my God, the rubbish that people come up with is hilarious.
I know, right? But what are you gonna do if you say that and then your parents go, "Here, I've got some antihistamines," and then you've got to pop that while you're high? Like, what is that gonna do? Is there gonna be any like drug-to-drug interactions going on there? Like, is that gonna make it worse?
That's hilarious. Do you know what? Side note from that though, this is slightly different. I've had days where I've had where I've been a bit down, but I haven't wanted to talk about it to my parents. So I'm just a bit like a bit off. I don't really want to talk to anyone. I just look a bit down. Yeah. And one of the lies that I end up doing in those times is I'm fine. I've just got a bit of a headache. And there has actually been a time when my parents insisted that I took paracetamol, and I took it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've done that quite a few times as well. Do you know what? Actually, I've done that if I've been a bit merry. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'm really tired. And my eyes are red. And my dad will be like, how much did you have to drink? And I'll come out with my standard lie of, I only had 1 to 2 wine glasses, but I didn't.
1 to 2 bottles, yeah?
Yeah, basically. 2 bottles, but I'll say it's glasses. But yeah, I'll say I'm tired or something.
I think that's quite a common one, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's an easy one to say, isn't it? Because your eyes go red when you're tired anyway, so who actually knows the truth behind it?
Yeah, and at those times, all you really want to do is just go to bed because you're actually tired.
Exactly.
Like, you actually just want to sleep.
Trust me.
Right, next one on our list. Hiding bad reports, but saying you've got good grades. That's hilarious.
I mean, I think that must have been a common one. I've personally not done that because I feel like I'm going to get caught regardless, and my parents just know I'm naughty at school and whatever. So like, I would just come home and just show it confidently with my chest. I'd be like, "Mommy, I got my report today." She'd be like, "Oh, is it good?" And I'd be like, "Nah, have a look."
I can't. Do you know what? I don't know if this is going to make me sound so odd. I actually can't remember getting report cards.
They weren't. Report cards is very like American. It's more like you know, like at the
test
end of the year, not like test results. It's kind of like if you do like mock exams or something like that, or like it's like an end of year review situation. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like report cards is like an American way of saying it, but like just casually got an email. Yeah, like it's just kind of like a sheet and it's got every single subject and it will have your grades. I think it only happened from like year 9 upwards or year 8 even. I definitely don't think it happened in year 7. I think it was year 8 onwards.
I probably got one and I just don't remember what I did. I probably blanked that entire part of my life out.
You probably got them and they're probably all good, which is why you don't remember because they're all happy memories.
I definitely no, they definitely were. But I remember there was like a certain test. I think I just gave it to my parents. But I definitely got asked the question being like, what happened to the rest of the marks?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Standard Asian response to like
Standard.
bad grades. But so I remember like I definitely handed them in. I think I've just blocked out anything that was bad.
Yeah, probably. And the next one is lol. This is so funny. So pulling a sickie when knowing that your school detention letter is going to come home just so you can throw it in the bin.
Oh my god.
That is so like
that's so
prepared.
smart. I would never even think to do that. I would be shitting myself about what was coming.
Mate, same. I wouldn't even, you know what? The thing is, my mum is so switched on because she was a nurse as well. If I say I'm sick, she will be trying to do all these tests and stuff like, oh, let me see. And then I will never be able to get away with it. And realistically, I never really threw sickies because I loved going to school at that time. So I didn't want to be at home.
I've never pulled a sickie to not go to school.
Yeah. Do you know what I
have
mean?
pulled a sickie to get out of events.
Wow.
Like family events or because I haven't wanted to go somewhere. Like they're going to see someone's houses or something. I have pulled a sickie in order to not go or gone, I have a lot of work. I can't come.
Well, here you go, guys. If you're related to Shia and you know why she doesn't turn up to family events, this is why.
If I love you, I turn up, so.
Even better. You're just exposing yourself on every episode now, isn't it?
That's fine. I mean, that's what we're doing this for.
Yeah, that's true. But that's right. So funny, though. Oh my god, I can't.
Okay, this one's hilarious. Going to the library, but actually going to a chicken shop. I'm assuming you're banned from eating chicken.
It's that deep. It's like I have to actually lie. I can't tell my parents that I'm wanting chicken, so I need to say I'm going to the library. That's so funny. A chicken shop. Why would you even?
I have all the things to lie about. Like, I just don't get it.
Unless your family is like strictly veg and you're that odd person that likes meat and you don't, and you're like, oh my god, I need to eat meat. I need my dose.
But why would you not just say I'm just going to eat somewhere? This person's clearly lying about eating and about eating meat.
Oh, double whammy. Aren't you naughty, whoever said this?
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, innit? This next one I do all the time. So decreasing the price by £10-20, we're bringing home the stuff that you bought while shopping.
Oh my! Do you only do it by £10? That's ridiculous.
No, I do it at least by 30. My mum knows though now. She's come to a point where she's just like, so how much did you pay for this? And I'm like, I think it was about £7. And she's like, oh, okay. So what's the real price? And I'm like, damn it. I'm like,
I say it was on sale. I don't give them a price, but I'm just like, it was on sale. But my parents 100% know, so it's just like, so it's a ridiculous amount. It's like, yeah.
You know what? Sometimes I flop though, because if I've like, as soon as I walk in, my sister does this all the time as well, my mum. So that when they buy stuff, they come in, they drop it, wash their hands or whatever, and then they expect a catwalk from whoever bought like the shopping. So like, I don't have time to take the receipt out. So obviously the receipt is now in the bag. So if my mum decides to be nosy or my sister and goes through the bag before I have time to get changed into the clothes, they will see the receipt. Do you see what I mean? I'm not really dedicated to hiding it.
No.
I will lie to you, but if you find the receipt, then whatever.
No, it is the most ridiculous thing to lie about. I think it's just to avoid my mum being like, you spend too much on ridiculous things.
Oh my god, honestly, this is why I trained to paperless statements. During uni, the first year, I completely did not realise, and my statements were getting sent home. I know. But
Oh,
I was
rookie
coming
mistake,
home.
mate.
I know, but I was coming home every weekend. Well, before that, I only opened a bank account for uni. Otherwise, I didn't have one. So I didn't really know like the rules and stuff. And like I used to come home every Friday night because, you know, brown parents. And when I would come home every month, mum would be like, look at your statement. Look how much you're spending. What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? Why are you buying so many clothes? And I'm like, for the events. And then they're like, this is why. Because every summer I would have to then throw out 3 bags worth of like clothes to charity. So I had a mad shopping problem at uni. But
Oh my
eventually,
God, so die.
it's so bad, but it's so cheap. Like H&M was my shop when I went uni. I don't know why, but like after a period of time, I discovered paperless statements, and I was like, oh my God. And I remember when my mum clocked, because it didn't come for like 2 months, and then my mum was like, "Who did that? What happened to the statements?" And I was like, "What statements?" She was like, "Your bank statements." And I was like, "What do you mean? What happened to them?" She was like, "They're not coming to the house anymore." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." She was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I changed to paperless." And she was like, "What? You didn't even ask me." And I said, "Well, it's my money, my bank." And she was like, "Okay, well, you're going to have to show me on your statements." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And what, 5 years later, she's not asked me. So, you know, if you want to, get away with
I'll give her a call today, David.
please don't.
Do you know what? Mine has actually asked me how much savings do you have, and I have
Oh
at
my God.
occasions had to make up a number, but I've also forgotten what that number is.
Yeah, but at least they don't ask you. I get that. I get that a lot as well. Like, how much savings do you have? I just say the honest truth. They're like, all right, whatever. But
Yeah.
they're not actually going to be bothered to be like, can you get it up? Can you show me? 'Cause that's just long.
No, they won't. I think mine just needs confidence that I am actually saving. It just happens every single time an Amazon parcel comes in. And they're just like, it's I don't think they're actually serious about the question as much as it's like, you do have your savings still, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, I'm worried, but I'm trying to ask this in a rhetorical kind of question. Oh gosh.
Bless them. Mine must freak out. Right. Next one. Dyeing my hair without telling my dad, but when I get clocked, I say it's lightened because of the sun.
I mean, that's
I love that.
actually quite a
That's
good
smart.
one.
That's intelligent.
Yeah, that's a smart one. Because it would lighten if you go on holiday, because obviously we don't get that much sun in the UK. But if you go on holiday, your hair will naturally lighten if you've got bleach in there as well. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a very
Doesn't it also
smart one.
lighten if you go to the swimming pool? This is how you know how little I know. Does it
No,
also
no, it
lighten if you go
does.
to the swimming pool?
Yeah, yeah, it does because of the chlorine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine dyeing my hair without telling my dad, but when I get clocked, I say it's lightened because of the swimming pool.
I went swimming into the sun, but so it's lighted.
That would be so
That's
funny.
hilarious.
That's actually really smart though. Bless him.
It is. Dyeing your hair is a real concern in the brown community though. I literally told my mum yesterday, I was like, I'm thinking of dyeing my hair again.
Hmm.
And this time it was like, no, why would you do that? Don't do that. And I'm just like, I've already dyed my hair once. What is now the issue?
That is true. No, but I feel like dyeing your hair is quite like I feel like that's a thing that brown parents are actually quite calm with. I feel like I can't remember the last time I've seen a brown girl that just has black hair.
I can.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Oh.
lots. There's loads.
I don't know. In my family, in my cousins, unless they're really young, most people have dyed their hair. Someone's got highlights, ombre, dip dye, this, that, and the other.
Most of mine are
It's a very
black.
common thing now.
Most of mine are like black.
Black.
I'm the little weirdo going around colouring her hair.
Oh, interesting.
But I've only done it once.
Yeah, I don't even know how many times I've done it now.
So
I think it's fun.
I'm going to dye my hair this month.
Do
I'll
it.
get up.
Do
I'm
it.
going to get Abba to take me. This
Do it.
generally tends to be my thing. Ask Amma says no. Ask Abba.
That is the case in your family, actually.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, next one is a little bit of a throwback, and I'm hoping the people listening to this podcast is old enough to know what I'm talking about, because if not, I feel sad and I feel old. But pretending to sleep early, but actually jumping on MSN.
Oh my God. MSN days were epic. I'm just going to say they were epic.
Mate.
This really ties into actually the next one that I've actually got on my list, which is saying I'm studying but having multiple tabs open. And when your parents come in, clicking on the tab, which is more about study content, and then clicking on MSN or a game when they're not Oh my God, I did this so much. I was obsessed with MSN.
You're right.
Sorry, man. But do you know what was funny? It would be the same people that I'd like. I had a group of friends who I was like on the bus with.
Yeah.
So I like go home on the bus with them, get home, talk to the same people.
Yeah, I think that would be, yeah, to be honest, that's the same with me. But you know what would really mess me over? Like, you know when you're trying to be discreet and you're on MSN and then
And it
like my
like
mum will come
flashes.
in. Yeah, or like my mum will come in and then next thing you know, some idiot after I've just said, hold up, I think my mum is coming, give me 5 minutes, decides to nudge me and
Oh my God,
screen,
nudging.
the whole screen decides to just shake and I'm like, this is brilliant. And then you know what? When we were on MSN, we had like the dial-up internet. It's not even like the strong
Oh my
Wi-Fi
God,
that we have
yes.
now. So that thing would take 10 years to minimize. By the time it is halfway minimizing, I can see my life slowing down as I'm watching the MSN trying to close. And then I see my mum just staring at me going,
It was
oh.
hilarious. Guys, honestly, if you are of this generation, you are so lucky. Because we didn't have smartphones back then. We
Yeah,
didn't have like, the internet or WhatsApp or anything like that. This
no,
was like the first thing that we found that we can like instantly message someone, didn't have to pay a bunch of money for it, and it was like so revolutionary.
it was so fun.
It was so much fun.
All the groups, MSN, and then, oh my God, the amount of beef that would happen on there and the amount of romance that would happen on MSN. Like, oh my God, it was just
Oh
so.
my God, yeah. Oh, and then you'd have like people in your status names and stuff, and then people would get jealous.
Oh my God, jokes.
That was hilarious. Okay, cool. Let's move on because I can keep going on about this one.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, MSN. The next one is saying he's not my boyfriend, he's just a friend. He's just a friend. I don't know, like I think that must be common because like
Yeah.
realistically, like brown parents are quite strict. And like you probably unless you've had one already, or your parents are just like, yeah, you can have a boyfriend, that you're at the right age or whatever. Like I feel like most people would say that as well, like that's my friend. It's so much easier. Unless if you look at 360, every person that I introduce to my parents who is my friend, they'll be like, is that your boyfriend? No, dad. No, mom. That's my friend. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure he's my friend. No, you don't. And then my dad goes on a tangent. You can't trust these boys nowadays. They act like your friend, but they always want something more. I'm like, Dad, he is my friend. Please.
The
Leave
funniest
me
thing is
alone.
my parents have asked that question about all my guys who are like actual friends, and they'll be like, "Is he your boyfriend?" I'm just like, "No, he's literally just a friend.
Do you know what I
Literally
mean?
just a friend."
Is
And the
that
only time
that's
they've
not even
actually
my
asked,
vibe.
honestly, like I've never had the need to ask because of that. I've never had the need to lie because they're just like all my friends are just like, "Is that your boyfriend?" I'm just like, "No, don't like him. It's a bit gross."
Yeah, it's weird. Like, and then it's just like that's just a bit cringe. That's my friend, and I don't want you ruining that vibe that we have. That is just friends.
Yeah. The time that they have actually asked me, do you have a partner, is actually when I was just like, yeah, I do.
You were like, yes, time to reveal.
They're like, do you have someone? I was like, yeah, I do.
That's funny.
They were literally just like, this is the perfect time to tell us, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll take this chance.
No, but you know what? Like some parents will be like, it's the perfect time to tell us, don't be scared, don't worry. You tell them, 5
Oh my
slaps in
God.
the face. Yep.
I bet you I can see that happening, honestly.
Do you know what I mean? But you said it was fine to say, but I just said that because I didn't think you actually had one. Well, that's great. That is great.
That is hilarious.
Oh God. Well, what's the
All right.
next one?
Saying you have exams to be able to stay at uni for longer, even though you finished the year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Legit. Me. So I used to do this all the time because my parents, I don't even know why. I think maybe because I'm the fun and entertainment of the house. My sister would probably disagree, but
Bet she would.
she would. But honestly, no, I think it's because of that. Like they feel a bit like it's a bit quiet without me, and as soon as they know, right, exams are finished, they expect me to be home like the next day, and I'm like, but I'm missing out on like the summer motives where people have like the house parties because they still have halls or they still have their house for a little while. So they're now having to sit there and pretend and like make up exams and for like another 2 weeks just so I can party for 2 weeks.
So detailed.
It's so long though.
It
Honestly,
is.
the amount of effort that goes into lying, it's just it's a ball ache. I'm telling you guys, try to be honest as much as you can. Don't stress yourself out unnecessarily if you don't need to.
Yeah, don't. It's not worth it because you'll forget as well.
Oh my God, yeah,
Like
you'll
it,
forget the lie.
I mean, unless you're really good at this, like I'm not. So like, if I do, if I would end up forgetting, and then my parents are likely to ask me again. I'll just be like, I said what? I said that. I did that.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like, oh, I have an exam tomorrow. And then the next day it'll be like, Mum's like, why aren't you for advice? And I'm just like, what exam?
Oh,
That is likely what will happen in my household.
that I've done that before as well, and then as I'm saying that, I'm being like, oh, you mean that exam? Yeah.
I can imagine that happening to you.
I've done worse though. I can't lie. Like I remember when I was like I was dating someone like last like I don't know, I can't remember now, like 4 years ago or something, and like it, obviously I can't tell my parents that I'm dating, like going on dates or whatever. So like I had to start bringing out friends' names and then recycling them. And it got so hard. And then I stopped seeing that person. And then I didn't say those names for ages. And my mum was like, what happened to so-and-so? You haven't said her name in ages. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then she's like, oh, but you saw her like 3-4 months ago. You haven't seen her in a long time. You used to see her quite regularly. Like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. We just drifted. And she's like, oh, that's really weird. And I'm like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You do. Dating is a hard game in a brown household.
Oh my God.
Especially because, you know what? The hardest thing for me is it's not, you're not like, you don't date someone. You tell them when you're ready to like commit.
Yeah.
So you can't like tell them being like, oh, I'm just getting to know someone, seeing if it will work. It might not.
Yeah.
And like, you can't say that.
No, our parents aren't like that. It's long, but it is what it is. I think we should do another episode on dating as a brown girl.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Who agrees? Let us know.
Let us know if you want to know about our dating lives, essentially, and some of yours. If you're ready to dish out and expose yourselves as well.
Because I think you've already exposed yourself quite a lot. Just keep going, guys.
Yeah, we're keeping you anonymous. We're exposing ourselves out here way more.
That's very true.
But right, what else have we got, bitch?
So saying I'm going to my friend's birthday at their house, but I'm actually going to the club.
Lol. Yeah.
God, I've done that. I've done that so many times. I think it's easier. I think I used to do it. I remember there was this one time I came back home for uni exams, and so it was Easter holidays, whatever. So I was studying to then go back. And obviously my parents now go clubbing, so they were fine with that, but just not during the time that I'm supposed to be studying, which is a fair point.
Yeah.
But it was also my cousin's 18th birthday. And I was like, well, I can't miss out on her 18th for a poor excuse because first year doesn't even go anywhere. Like, what? Why? Like, why do I even need to put in effort? But that was my thinking anyway. So I went and I said to my mum, oh, actually, I'm just sleeping over at house. And mum was like, all right, whatever, cool. And then I ended up going out, and there was this club called Penthouse, which is now closed. Been closed for years.
Oh my God!
Oh no, it was such a good club. It was like 7 floors or something. It was just great music. I don't even know why they closed it. It was just so good. Guys, if you remember Penthouse Club, holla at me. But no, honestly, it was such a good club. So we went there, and knowing my luck, of course, there was only 1 floor open, meaning that all the potential people that I could see would be on the same floor as me. But luckily, it was so big, I didn't actually see anyone. Then I saw my cousin, which was great, and I basically ran away from him. And I was like, no, you can't see me. And then thankfully he didn't go and tell anyone. But then I went home, and then like her mum was just like, yeah, sleepover was really good. The girls just watched a movie and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. I'm actually doing the most just so I can go out to this my cousin's 18th birthday. So funny.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious that she's your cousin as well, and you had to lie about it.
I know. But it's because of my mum. Like, she's just like, you have to study. Like, no matter what year I'm in, like, it's still like exams is exams. You need to do well.
Yeah, my parents were really hot on like exams and studying. Like, studying came above everything else.
Yeah, it makes sense, to be fair. Like, in hindsight, I probably would have done the same thing because it's first year.
I think our first year actually counted though.
Oh,
I know really? A lot of unis it didn't count.
Yeah, mine didn't. It literally was like second year was 20% and final year was 8%. So first year was just
dang,
for the sake of first year. Obviously, you still had to pass your exams, otherwise you'd be kicked out or have to redo the year. And I was not going to do that, but luckily I pulled through with it. Just scraped to passed.
Well done.
Well done. Thank you. Perhaps for me. What's the next
Right.
one?
This one is genius. I don't know how they've come up with this. So mum finds a grinder and I said it's a muruku breaker for old people and I bought it for grandma.
I'm dead.
That is as inventive as you get.
That is
How
so
the hell do you come up with that on the spot?
I don't even know. Also, for the non-Tamil listeners, muruku is based. How would you even describe muruku? Muruku is this crunchy biscuit kind of thing. What is a muruku? How would you define a muruku?
It's like I want to say like a Rust biscuit, but not really. Deep
No.
fried batter.
Yeah, biscuit. It's not a biscuit, but basically it looks like it just swirls. So it's a big swirl and it just kind of goes round and round and round.
Yeah.
And
it's a bit tough to bite. It's crunchy.
Yeah, it's really it's just nice for a snack. Yeah. But a lot of people give it at weddings as well. It's very like a wedding kind of snack. But the fact that my man said, obviously when he says grinder, he means a grinder to basically grind the bad stuff, the drugs. And he said it's to break up that swirly biscuit that people give at weddings for old people. And he bought it for his grandma. Now, Loki, where was his grandma? Was his grandma living in his house? Did his grandma have his back? Like, what is it?
Yeah, no, when were you going to give it to grandma? Why haven't you given it to grandma yet?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine if the parents put him on the spot and was like, okay, so why haven't you given it to her then? Why is there stuff inside
it? Birthday present?
Why is there green stuff inside it when muruku is brown?
Oh my God. Must have to like...
Green muruku?
That one's such a complex one.
That is very complicated. I feel like if I was to say that, I would get caught out. Obviously, I wouldn't even need to say that. I wouldn't
even come up with that. Like, that is way too complicated in my head.
Complex. I don't know. That's hilarious though. Well, next one. Wow. I really want to know how this person has done this, honestly. Living with your other half, but telling your parents you live alone. Now,
damn.
How? Unless you're at uni.
That requires some level of coordination though.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of people do that at uni. Like, I know quite a lot of people that did live out at uni together with the other half. But I'm like, realistically, what if your mum and dad decide to do like an emergency pit stop at your house?
Pop in, innit?
Yeah,
my parents would drop in all the time. It was like suddenly being like, oh, we're free this weekend, we're coming. What do you do with all their stuff? Yeah, like, where does all the stuff go?
That's very true. Because realistically, the guy's stuff is going to look different to a girl's stuff and they're going to clock. Or unless they say that they're living with their friend. Oh no, but they said that they live alone. That's even worse.
Yeah.
At least you're living with a friend. You living alone? Why do you need a 2-bedroom apartment or flat for one person?
I don't know. This person may need to contact us for more questions. Privately.
Yeah, please. I really would love to know. That's insane. But kudos to you, mate, that you got away with that. Well,
yeah, well done. If you've managed to do that for, I don't know how long you've been doing that for, but like,
well, hopefully you got away.
I applaud you.
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't get caught out.
No, fingers crossed. What's the next one?
Well, cutting your hair in secret and telling your parents they're being silly when you ask about it. That's hilarious. That's actually very similar to the dyeing one. I'm assuming your parents don't like you cutting your hair and like long luscious. Do you know what? That is a real brown thing though. Like, they like the long, thick, luscious hair. Yeah. Like, my mum really loves long hair as well, and I'm just like, I cut it all the time, but I don't tell them when I cut it, and then they always like, your hair's short, and I'm just like, yes, I trimmed it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that is a brown parents thing. They all love the long hair. Like, even I love going short, like just randomly. And my mum will always be like, why did you cut your hair? It was so nice and long and blah, blah, blah. And now that my hair's grown again, I'm like, I need to cut it. She's like, no, don't touch it. And I'm like, oh. But
yeah, my sister has this all the time. Like, my sister has really curly hair as well. And it's like quite hard to maintain when it's long. So she loves short hair. But my parents are like adamantly against it.
But when you've got curly hair, it does make sense. Like, I can understand if you've got curly hair, it's very hard to maintain when it's long. So that makes sense. But when you just,
I can barely maintain it when it's like my hair's like not. It's okay. Like, it's like a straightish, wavy-ish type of thing.
Yeah, that's why.
But even I can't handle like long hair.
No, I can't. I barely. I don't even brush my hair. I brush my hair before I wash my hair, and then that's it. And that happens every 3 days.
Same. That is it. It's like when I go on holiday, sometimes I forget to pack the brush.
I don't even take a brush.
No, same, because this is the thing. Like I don't really need it.
No, I don't see the point. It's just pointless.
This is when
Oh
people
my
are
God,
just like,
that
"Oh my
reminds
God,
me.
what is wrong with these two?"
I
It's a
know.
very normal thing to do, guys. People
It
don't
is.
brush their hair.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, like even my best mates like that. A lot of people are like that. But you know what this reminds me of? Like I remember us when I first did my massive chop after a really long time, and I was in uni, and I told my mum I had a hair appointment. She was like, "Cool." So I came back for the weekend and I went and got it done. And I was walking back home, and I actually had a plastic bag that the hairdressers gave me, and I literally went from having hair to my butt to shoulder length, so it was a massive chop, and I made her plait it because I wanted to send it off to what is it called, Princess Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I did is I filmed it, so I'm standing outside the door and I opened the door, and then my mum came, and she saw my hair, but it didn't process, so I gave her the bag, and then she opened it and looked at it and she went, "No, you cut your hair. You didn't even discuss it." And I was like, "Oh my God." And when I posted it, everyone was like, "That's such a brown mum reaction. Like, you didn't even discuss it with us. Like, it's
Oh,
my
bitch, do you
hair."
have this video still?
I do. I will show it to you. It's so funny.
That is
I was like,
hilarious.
why? It's my hair though. Like, it's not, why is it affecting you if I cut my hair? Why am I going to discuss? Can you imagine that discussion? "Mum, I'd like you to sit down. I'm going to just tell you a bit of an announcement. I'm going to cut my hair and I'm going to cut it short. Is that
They
okay?"
take it so seriously, though.
They
And
do.
hair grows back. This is my thing. I'm just like, it's fine if I cut my hair. It will grow.
It does, but it doesn't as well. Because what I found is when I hit 16, my hair didn't grow as fast as it did before.
But they're not. Mine still grows at like a decent rate. I have to trim my hair every month.
What? Okay. I don't
The
know.
more
I
you,
don't know, girl.
I feel like the more you trim it, the more it grows.
Well, I trim mine every 6 months. I don't see nothing happening. But everyone
It's
keeps
every.
telling me your hair's grown. I don't know.
Sometimes you can't see it though for yourself. Like you need to actually like take pictures or something.
That's true.
Right, we've really deviated here. What's
Yeah,
next,
we
bitch?
have. All right, next one. Going on holiday with your partner, but saying it's with a bunch of friends. I think
Yeah,
that's a
that's
very, very
standard.
common one. Yeah. I mean,
Very common.
how else are you going to go on holiday with Bay?
Yeah.
Vacation does not exist unless you're married with brown parents.
Yeah. Do you
So,
know what the funniest thing is? I know so many brown parents who, even after their kids are engaged, not even engaged, sorry, they're engaged. They've
mhm.
done their civil registry. It's legal on paper,
Yeah.
and they still can't.
No, because the brown parents don't see the civil wedding as a wedding. They see it as an engagement. That's the problem.
I know. It frustrates the hell out of me. So it's like you're legally married,
It
but you
doesn't make
can't go on holiday and you can't stay over with each other.
But you
Very
know what?
systematic.
With people that do that, I'm like, if you know that your parents don't recognize that as a proper marriage and then you see that as an engagement, then why don't you just hurry up and do your actual wedding so you can
Because
go
then
home?
they have to find nalanas and everything. Come on, bitch. It's not that simple.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Nala Nala, by the way, guys, if you're listening, is a good day. It means you need to find an auspicious day and auspicious time in the calendar for you to get married. Otherwise, you can't get married because of all the bad vibes.
Yep. Basically, the stars need to align for you to actually
Yeah,
get married.
it's
And
it.
there's very set days.
Yes, like for example, the whole of July is blocked off, or you can only get married in the first week of July, and then it's August. Like July is a great month, but no.
You also can't get married in the month that you were born.
Yes,
So that's
I
another
mean,
2 months in the calendar gone.
that is true. Oh yeah, for you, yeah, because you're August. I'm November, so it's not too bad. Because I did want a winter wedding before, but now I'm like, no, summer baby, summer wedding. Yeah,
Right, I'm gonna end this with one that I'm gonna end this episode with one of mine.
go on.
Saying something was a present and gifted to you so that your parents aren't annoyed by the number of Amazon parcels that arrive at your doorstep.
That is very smart.
Legit, it got so bad at some week because I also did like they were like tiny, tiny orders as well.
Hmm.
But on Amazon, sometimes I just order them instead of like bulk ordering and like just putting everything in the basket and ordering at the end of the day. I'll just order as I remember it.
Oh
So I had
yeah,
a bunch of parcels come in, and I'm just like, these ones I bought. Some of these were presents that people just sent me. They're not mine. I didn't pay for it. It's not my fault.
that's so
I
funny.
literally had to like it was dumbest lie in the world.
No, but that's really, really smart. I wouldn't have thought of that. Like, I don't even order
Thanks,
that
very
much.
proud of myself. Pat on the back.
It is really good though. My sister's exactly like you. She orders so many parcels off Amazon. She uses my account for it. I don't even barely order anything, but my name will be on it. So my dad will just always open the door and be like, parcel, Amazon parcel. And I'm like, oh. And then he'll be like,
I buy all my skincare from there. Like all my skincare,
yeah,
all my stationery, and a bunch of stuff. Like
Amazon's so handy though. It's just got everything on there, like from like DIY to random crap that you probably don't need but will buy anyway. So like,
yeah, and like because it's next day, and also because
yeah,
like with the whole COVID stuff going on, like don't actually want to go outside. It's more effort to put on a mask and go to the shop now
exactly.
than it is to get an Amazon guy to come at your door. Our one's lovely as well.
Shout out to she is Amazon delivery guy. Can't even speak English. Oh god.
Right,
Well,
that wraps it up for today.
I can't believe how many lies there were, and sorry for ranting, but honestly, that they were just hilarious, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
I don't think we actually got through them all as well.
No.
So we could probably do a part 2 of this one day.
Yeah, let us know if you've got any more lies that you want to send in. Just email it or DM us on openbookvs@gmail.com or openbookvs for our Instagram page. But thank you for listening. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
And if you guys have any, topics that you want us to talk about, anything, any suggestions for future podcast episodes, then DM us on Instagram or drop us an email at openbooksbs@gmail.com. Viz, do you want to give your Instagram?
Yeah, my Instagram is VijVlogs, VIJVLOGS.
And mine is Shia Ventures, that's SHIYAA, and then Ventures, VENTURES, no spaces or anything.
And don't forget, guys, if you really, really enjoyed this episode, then listen to our last episode, which was Lies That Brown Parents Tell. I'm telling you, if you really like this one, you would really love that one because that was absolutely hilarious as well. So go and listen to that.
And much of it, I bet you will all relate to.
For sure. So we'll see you in our next one. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.